How would you use the pistol? Can you show me how you would use it?
Mira, en mi mundo, en la mafia, un asesino profesional siempre dispara de aquí para arriba. De aquí para abajo no se hace. Así y así. 2 tiros nomás.
I'm Jason Fox. I spent 10 years in the Special Forces, where I hunted down drug lords in Afghanistan.
Yeah, these are good. This is what we used.
Now, I'm going to Latin America.
Hola.
The dark heart of the global drugs trade.
Going into the barrio now.
One of them's got a shooter.
This time, I'll be travelling unarmed.
Come on, yeah.
To try to understand them from the inside.
Hay que cosechar coca.
Starting in Mexico, I'll make contact with the feared cartels, more powerful than the state. In Peru, I'll meet the producers at the bottom of the supply chain.
Con eso educamos a nuestros hijos.
And in Colombia, I see how the legacy of Pablo Escobar still runs deep.
Para nosotros no era un patrón, era un dios.
This is a world where violence is a way of life.
Yo he matado a mi propia mano unas 257 personas.
Pues si ustedes la cagan, hacen una cosa mal, pues sería ya cosa que ustedes la cagan.
And the criminals are the ones in charge.
If we were here without your permission, what would you do with us?
Gringo o gabacho.
I'm in Colombia, continuing my journey across Latin America. This is where the global narcotics industry began. More dollars have been spent defeating the drug barons here than anywhere else in this region. Yet Colombia remains one of the biggest traffickers of cocaine on the planet. I want to find out how the cartels manage to ship such vast quantities of the drug to more countries on Earth than any other producer.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Oliver, your fixer.
Yes. Yeah, nice to meet you. How's it going?
So, Foxy,
Yeah.
I hope you will have an exciting trip down here in Colombia.
I'm sure we will, yeah.
Oliver is a local journalist who moved here from Germany 20 years ago. We're leaving Cali and driving 70 miles west to the Pacific coast. Our destination is the biggest port in Colombia, Buenaventura. Almost half the cocaine that comes out of Colombia is smuggled through here and then shipped across the world.
So just how dangerous is Buenaventura?
Well, the city has been for more than 10 years one of the most dangerous places in Colombia. I would say there are almost people being killed every couple of days at least. So there is still an ongoing war between different drug cartels trying to gain control over the city, over the neighborhoods and barrios from where they get access to the ocean.
After 4 hours, we reached the outskirts of the city.
So those are the barriers on the left side.
Yeah.
Buenaventura has many slums. People live in these rickety wooden stilt houses perched above the water. But right next door is the international multi-billion-pound port complex. Somehow, the cartels managed to get their drugs from the barrios onto these huge container ships.
We turn to the left, the next one, please.
Where? This where there?
This one, yeah. Just follow those.
Oliver has arranged for us to stay inside the port area. It is surrounded by armed guards.
Looks quite fancy, doesn't it?
Boom.
Oh, it's all right. Considering the place outside is very deceiving. Wasn't expecting this, considering what we've just driven through.
Next morning, I want to see how the smuggling operation works. But this means heading into the barrios. These are no-go areas for outsiders.
Let's go, come on.
Buenaventura has been described as a national shame. The cartels regularly use torture, dismemberment, and murder to control those living here.
Esta semana en la bahía de Buenaventura continuaron los hallazgos de restos humanos desmembrados.
Brazos, piernas, troncos.
Solo aparece el tronco sin cabeza y sin extremidades.
Y digamos, a esas personas casi, digamos, las pican vivas.
Exposed to such extreme violence every day, I want to get a sense of how ordinary people manage to survive. We're meeting someone who's lived here all of his life.
Okay, I can see him. It's the guy over there on the right side.
Oh, right, in the brown T-shirt, yeah?
Yeah, in the brown T-shirt.
¿Y qué? Oye, ¿cómo va? ¿Sabes qué? Bien, ok, ¿cómo va la cosa?
Javi, Foxy.
Oye, mucho gusto. J-A-B-I, Javi.
Javi?
Yeah, Javi.
What's this barrio like?
Este barrio es un barrio que está un poquitico abandonado por el Estado, ¿no? Un barrio que ha sido muy golpeado por los actos de violencia, ¿no? Dile que baje la...
We have to take down the camera, please. He says we can't be filming here. It's too dangerous, please.
Muchas gracias. Aquí.
Javi is taking us to the street where he lives, in Kennedy Barrio. It's safer to film here. He spends much of his time trying to stop kids from joining the gangs.
El día a día la gente se rebusca propuestas indecentes para que la gente, los hombres terminen siendo delincuentes y las mujeres prostitutas.
And then that's why they get involved with the cartels and the gangs.
Sí, claro. No se apoya a la gente que quiere salir adelante, ¿no? ¿Entiendes? O sea, es lo que la gente quiere vernos mal para poder dominarnos, ¿no? Tú sabes, cuando el pueblo está mal, la gente es más fácil de que los dominen, los controlen.
Oh, what's up?
This is Poochie, a friend of Javi's.
You know this, Foxy?
Oh, Puchi Black. Este es el gueto, este es mi gueto, el gueto. Come on. All right.
He's a former gang member turned singer and musician.
All right.
Oh, muchas gracias. Can we listen to some of their music? Can we listen to some of Poochie's music?
Claro. Dice, en el nombre del Padre, el Espíritu y el Hijo, que Dios bendiga a los muertos y a los que están vivos, a los que siempre me han tirado y a los que están conmigo, mis padres, mis hermanos, todos mis amigos. Bendiciones, porque son de corazón. El Puchi Black, por eso me apodan el león.
Líbrame, por favor, Dios mío. Yo te lo pido, te lo ruego, te lo imploro. No nos dejes solo. No nos dejes solo.
Good effort, man. Boom. Poochie, are you able to talk to me about what sort of work you did for the gangs and the cartels in the drugs industry?
En mi barrio, más que todo, en mi barrio, nosotros nos encargamos de vender vicio, vender la marihuana, vender la cocaína. ¿Me están entendiendo cómo es? Nosotros llegamos a las tiendas, a los supermercados, a cobrar los impuestos.
How difficult is it for young people living in the barrios to not get drawn into the violence of the gangs and the cartels and the drug industry as a whole?
Pues Cuán difícil no creo, cuán fácil es, porque es que todos los jóvenes hoy en día acá en esta ciudad más que, y en este barrio más que todo, todos piensan en la vida fácil, la verdad. Es correcto, es una moda. Es una moda, anda con pistola, anda con buenas chicas, anda fumando hierba en moto, te lo veo. Una moda.
The gangster culture is cool.
Claro, porque es que, mira, un joven que aquí en Buenaventura, trabaja todo un mes, le van a por un mes, tirando palas, asoleándose, le van a por un mes 600,000 pesos, 500,000, y que tú en un solo día te ganes 700, ¿me estás entendiendo? Lo que haces en un mes te lo ganas en un día.
If you hadn't have got involved in the music project with Javi, where would you have been now in the sort of cartels, the gangs and the drugs trade?
Hace rato estaría muerto. Ya.
Que se espere.
As night falls, Oliver gets word that a cocaine smuggler has agreed to meet me. Under the cover of darkness, he's going to traffic 100 kilos out of the barrio and onto a container ship. If this load reaches the UK, it will be worth a staggering £10 million.
And the next phase in this little bit is ditching the cars, and then we're going to be going on foot for approximately 2 to 5 minutes down the walkway where we're going to meet the guy, the smuggler. Watch your camera, mate.
So we get off here.
Okay.
Cars will stay here at the end of the cemetery.
And then it's down that road, is it?
Yeah, on left side.
Cheers, bro.
Okay, good luck, man.
Yeah.
A couple of the smuggler's men are taking us in.
He says we need to buy something so people wouldn't be thinking something about us. So just go to a shop, buy something.
The barrio has become too dangerous for the police to enter, and the drug gangs have lookouts everywhere. Nothing happens here without them knowing. This is the house being used by the smuggler.
We're just waiting for the dark hours to come in. We could have done with the timing being a little bit better, so we just got here and it was good to go. Because we don't want to arouse too much suspicion. It is really sketchy here. Just the guys over there. Yeah. The longer we're standing around.
We've only just arrived, and we've already been spotted by a group of young men. Everyone's on edge, and the only way out is back past them or to swim for it.
I wouldn't stay here too long.
We've already...
Because basically, unless you want to get wet, that's the only fucking way out, and they're all fucking stood there.
The drug smuggler wants us to call him Pedro. He's waiting for a call from his boss. The cartel have to line up everyone else involved before they can move the drugs.
Pedro, can you just let us know what's going on at the moment?
Estoy esperando una llamada del jefe para hacer una entrega. Estoy esperando que me dé las coordenadas para hacer la entrega hoy esta noche.
Are you able to tell us which cartel that you're working for?
Esa información es peligrosa.
But how do they contact you and let you know that tonight is the night that you're going to set off with the 100 kilos?
Ellos me avisan unas horas antes. Y cuando ya tienen todo cuadrado con la ley, con los del agua, hombre, los guardacostas, ellos proceden, que ya tienen todo cuadrado con los guardacostas y con los de muelle. Entonces, cuando ellos tienen una hora exacta para llamarlo a uno y decirle, le dan como 15 minutos para que usted llegue allá.
Oh. I think that's the call.
Could be the call.
¿Aló? Sí. Ya. Sí. Ajá. Sí. Que no sepa. 5 minutos, me toca arrancar.
Okay, Pedro, what are you going to be doing in 5 minutes?
Me toca llevar la carga al punto. Hay un punto donde me están esperando.
Pero ¿en dónde está la droga ahora?
Está en la casa aledaña, Aquí.
Can I come with you, mate?
No, óyase, nos matan. Si quiere vean cuando ve salir.
With Pedro heading off, we need to leave here as quickly as possible.
Right, mate, where's
someone coming over there?
Right, there's someone coming over. Get rid of that now. Right, should we go?
Yeah, should we?
Let's go, mate.
Yeah, let's go.
Our route back is through the barrio.
Shit.
Espera.
We were getting a fucking shitload of attention from young guys that were just hanging on the street corners, hanging outside some of the casas, which was unnerving. Then Pedro got the call and he had to go to another casa. He's probably now en route, if not there, picking up the cocaine and heading on his merry way to drop it off.
Colombian cartels are experts in the industrial exportation of drugs. Nearly half of all the cocaine that comes out of the country is smuggled out of this port area. We've heard that last night, Pedro successfully offloaded the 100 kilos of cocaine onto a container ship. All under the noses of the authorities and the shipping companies. We've arranged to meet him in the mangroves surrounding the port to find out how he did it.
If you look over there in the mangroves, quite close to the port, you've just got, see how the water goes in? It's like little tributaries and little bays that just indent into the mangrove, so it's perfect if you're getting chased or you need somewhere to hide. That's it, you're in there and you're gone and no one's ever going to find you. To police coastline here is just, it's nigh on impossible. Oh, Pedro!
Hi.
There he is. Buenos dias.
Whoa. You can T-bone the poor bloke. So, Pedro, can you explain where it was you went and what sort of procedures you had to carry out to pick it up and then move it?
Buscamos un lugar más seguro, más neutro, porque hay mucha gente mirando y uno no sabe quién puede ser informante. Está un poquito nervioso por la situación y por lo que usted sabe el riesgo que uno corre. Por eso estos trabajos se tienen que hacer rápido, porque en cualquier momento te llega la ley o te llega un grupo armado y en el acto nos mataban.
Let's go. Vámonos.
Pedro's going to show me the route he took in his canoe to smuggle the cocaine onto a container ship.
Okay, so we've just come up through the mangroves and it looks like we're now approaching where the docks are. You can see all the containers and the cranes. With all the hustle and bustle and how busy it is, it would be so easy just to canoe up with your load, get it lifted up on the opposite side onto any one of these ships, and that's it, offloaded and good to go.
En noches anteriores recibí la llamada de mi patrón, me ubiqué en un punto estratégico. Aquí había un barco en el cual subí una mercancía.
So the shipping was here.
En el muelle, aquí en el muelle.
Yeah.
En el muelle de contenedores. No es un trabajo fácil, pero se va haciendo.
And do they?
Poco a poco.
So it's pulling it up.
Sí.
Sí.
Me pasaron un gancho, amarré la mercancía y la subieron al barco. En un barco grande. Salió esta mañana, todo cronometrado, en un tiempo perfecto.
You'd never think that a small canoe would rendezvous with a huge ocean-going tanker. You'd think there'd be something in between. It makes perfect sense. The small canoe without an engine is almost impossible to detect at night. And this is the perfect place to do it. It's a busy port. All that anyone's interested in is happening on the other side of the ship because of health and safety, the lights and the noise. Everything's focused on people not dying on the other side when actually what everyone's should be interested in is the fact that 100 kilograms of cocaine's just been hauled up the side of a massive ocean-going vessel.
This port is the most valuable smuggling route out of Colombia. But it's the barrios where all the planning and logistics take place. The cartels run them with an iron grip, using hitmen known as sicarios who have grown up on the streets here.
We should go left here. Sorry. So now please turn to the right.
Oliver has arranged for us to meet one at a petrol station not far from the port.
What time did he say he'd be here?
5:30. Supposed to be here at 5:30.
Oh, he's hitmen working.
I think that's our guy.
Hey, mi nombre es Foxy.
The hitman wants us to call him Pepe. He's going to show me how he carried out one of his many hits. Off on the route of the hit. Crazy Buenaventura. Okay, so we're going into the barrio now and into where it gets a little bit sketchier. Less movement going on, less people cutting around. Keep our wits about us now as we're getting further in. Don't think we've got far to go now before we get to the place where old Pepe conducted the hit. So is this it?
Sí, o sea, allá en la esquina fue una de las partes que yo maté a uno de los tipos. Así, la misión fue así mismo como en la moto. ¿Me entiendes? Yo venía en la moto atrás, pam, yo me bajé, lo quebré, y ahí salí otra vez en la moto directo por ahí.
How many bullets?
5 veces.
5.
Sí, 5 veces, sí.
Sí.
5 veces.
Make sure.
Eso.
That's where it was, right there on the corner, underneath the sign.
Ahorita esto está muy peligroso, tenemos que salir ya de aquí.
Yeah. See, let's get the fuck out of here. Pepe grew up in the barrios. He lives alongside the people the cartel order him to kill.
Can you tell me about the last time that you were actually contracted to go and do a hit?
La última vez fue por una señora. Una señora que debía una plata y estaba teteando mucho para pagarla. Entonces ahí sí fue orden, bueno, le cobran la plata, apenas pague la plata, la matan, pero eso sí fue orden del cartel.
When I've had to do my job and I've ended up killing people, sometimes it's been in front of maybe family members, children, and that is the thing that has bothered me, and it's something that I've lost sleep over in the past. I was wondering if you've ever had the same situation where you've had to kill someone in front of family members and how you feel about that.
Sí, hay una situación similar. Exactamente. Hay una persona que pasa por donde yo vivo y a esa persona le matamos al papá. Y el pelado sabe, pero, o sea, me duele y me habla, porque me habla. ¿Cómo ve, Pepe? ¿Cómo ve? Me habla, pero me duele. Cada vez que lo veo, en el momentico sí siento como... Chuta, mano, este pelado, bacano. Uno ni se fija quién chiquitico esté por ahí llorando, quién no, uno las prende.
But that's just what happens when it's the job that either you chose or you had to do, and that's what you've got to deal with, I suppose. Do you go from a hit straight back home, straight into normal life, or do you go somewhere to maybe take a bit of time and chill out?
Directamente yo no llego a mi casa. Yo llego a otra casa. Y ya llego a mi casa de pronto. Si la vaina es en la noche, yo llego el otro día. Si la vaina es en la tarde, llego en la noche de madrugada a la casa. Unas 12, 13, 14, 15 horas. O sea, en otro lugar, pero a mi casa directo no llego.
Do you think that because of the job you've got, do you feel that you can lead a normal life, or do you think it doesn't quite work?
No tener un hogar, o sea, estar con mi familia, haber criado algunos o mis hijos, o todos mis hijos. Eso es lo extraño. Eso es lo que más extraño de este trabajo, porque como te digo, no vive uno la vida normal. Uno no duerme tampoco ni tranquilo.
You're doing this job and it makes you feel like this and you miss lots of things. Why do you do it?
Porque la verdad que pues, si me retiro y me quedo aquí en Buenaventura, puedo perder. Puedo perder porque piensan que me voy a meter a otro combo, que voy a traicionar la empresa.
Pepe must kill when ordered or be killed. He's trapped in a relentless spiral of violence, like the many victims he preys on.
Apparently, the going rate for a Pepe hit is $800. I mean, if you look at this area, that's probably quite a lot of money, but then in the grand scheme of things, is that how much a life's worth? But then it also shows you how much power the gangs and the cartels around here have, due to the fact that they are able to dictate the price of a life.
The authorities seem powerless in their fight to control the drugs trade. Of the total amount of cocaine smuggled across the world last year, a quarter of it came through this port area. I want to see how the Colombian Navy are trying to stop the traffickers.
It looks like we're going to be stopping this boat here to give it a random check and make sure it's not carrying any drugs.
So you've got the two guys at the front with weapons, so they're going to offer protection as they go on, and they're going to obviously board. It's only a small boat, so it only needs two of them, so you can probably just have two guys jump on the boat, and then you'll have a bit of protection from the back. They might have a few more blokes get on board. Empty beer bottles. They're fucking pissed. The amount of empty beer bottles in the fucking boat. So you've got one bloke's checking the documents, making sure that the boat is legit and that it's owned by these guys, and then you've got a guy there that's starting to rummage through the cargo. Looks like it's just a weekly visit to the bottle bank by the looks of it. There isn't a set boat that they're looking for. It can be any boat. We've seen lots of different boats cutting around the bay. You've got a canoe over there. You've got sort of slightly bigger boats than the canoe there. You can have go-fast, you can have boats that are not dissimilar to this. There's a mixed array. The traffic coming in and out of Buenaventura in this bay there's a lot of it. And there's just one of them at the moment out here, bobbing about.
Just down the coast from the port is the Malaga Navy base. I'm meeting the commander, Captain Lemaitre.
Hey, how's it going?
Jason. How
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How's it going? Nice to meet you too, yeah.
He's going to show me an extraordinary method the cartels now use to traffic their drugs. They build their own submarines.
I'm intrigued to know what it's like inside.
Some of them we caught it at sea, and some of them we have caught them at land, just ready to be loaded.
The Navy have caught over 100 of them. This sub was capable of travelling 8,000 miles, more than enough to make it to the coastline of California.
Maldito
When this sub was stopped in 2016, it was carrying $73 million worth of cocaine.
But they don't look very comfortable. They're obviously they're massive, aren't they? They obviously pack these full of cocaine. It's mainly storage space.
Yes, yes. It has an engine room, as you see. It has to have a cockpit. It's not comfortable, as it's very hard to be on it. There are always 4 people inside of it. There's a couple of engines guy. There's the one that drives it, and the one that owns the cocaine. Always over there is watching of what are you going to do with the cocaine.
It can't be nice inside them. I've been in proper submarines, and they're not comfortable at the best of times. These must be horrendous.
Yes, yes. In terms of heat, in terms of humidity, what they breathe is very hard.
How long are the journeys that they're doing normally?
3 days, 4 days inside of these kind of ships, these kind of artifacts.
Can't be too safe either.
Yes, it is a big risk. It's worth a lot of guts to go and come inside of these things. You know, you're going to go out, you don't know if you're going to come back. It is very hard.
I wonder where they make them, you know.
They made it inside the jungle. Everything, everyone. Even though that one is the biggest one that we have.
You've got to admit it's quite clever.
Yes, yes.
I mean, can we have a look in any of them?
Let's see if we can go inside the last one over there. It's slippery over here. I tried it.
You tried this one?
Yes.
Let's have a go.
It's a hot.
It's all right.
Tell me if there's a chain.
It is hot, yeah. It's chained up. It's locked.
Is it locked?
Yeah. It looks stinking in there. They've even got like the toughened glass, you know. I mean, it's amazing, because if you think about how we make submarines back home, there's like big docks, dry docks. It's you know, there's hundreds of engineers and scientists, and they're all building it, and yet they managed to build this in the middle of the jungle. I mean, are you impressed with their ingenuity?
Yes, yes. Yeah,
it's hard not to be impressed.
Yeah, it's something that we wonder how come they can do these things for bad matters. Otherwise, we could have some very innovations for the good.
Yeah.
This coastline around Buenaventura has become a breeding ground of narco innovation over the years. But it was one drug lord in particular who first pioneered ingenious ways to traffic vast quantities of drugs.
Colombia's #1 enemy at this moment is the terrorist Pablo Escobar, whose criminal organization...
Cocaine kingpin Pablo Escobar is still at large. He escaped from a prison near Medellin yesterday.
Pablo Escobar single-handedly transformed the drugs business into a global industry.
With Pablo Escobar came the birth of the modern-day drug trafficker, gangster and hitman all rolled into one, really. He turned Colombia into a globally known cocaine state, I suppose, and it's kept that reputation. It hasn't got rid of it. I doubt it will get rid of it for a long time.
I'm heading north to the town of Medellin. From here, Escobar built an empire that controlled most of the world's cocaine supply. I want to meet one of the men that helped him do it. In the 80s, Medellin was reported to be the most dangerous city on earth. Escobar's cartel gave rise to the modern global drugs industry. They controlled 80% of the cocaine supply to the US. I want to see how Pablo Escobar is regarded today. I've come to a barrio that he turned into a fortress against the police. It provided a safe haven for his cartel members to hide out and operate in.
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. ¿Están juiciosos o no, parcero? Chacho, ¿qué más, parcero?
The man showing me around was a close friend of Pablo Escobar. Popeye, here on the right with Escobar, helped build the Medellin cartel into the most powerful drugs organization in the world. He was recently released from prison after serving 23 years.
Foxy, son laberintos. Aquí ni la policía se atrevía en la guerra, no eran capaces de entrar acá. Solo entraban fuerzas especiales. Chao, Toto. Cero. Permiso. Va mi viejo. Viejo descansando. Más linda, ¿cómo está?
Why is it that you're such a celebrity around this barrio?
La gente acá es muy amable. Aquí hay mucho cariño, hay mucha sinceridad. La gente es buena. En épocas pasadas estábamos en estos barrios de forma violenta, ahora venimos con amor. De aquí la gente conoce la violencia y por eso viven en paz.
So, Popeye, what is it that you did do for these people in the barrio?
Mira, aquí la gente... Parcero, ¿más? ¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo vas? ¿Qué dicen, señora? ¿Todo bien? Parcero, señora. Gracias. Mira, Pablo Escobar era un hombre que amaba a los pobres. Pablo Escobar regaló barrios completos. Pablo Escobar ayudaba, hacía centros de salud, daba mercaditos, daba los regalos en Navidad. Y los jóvenes de hoy en día no les tocó eso, los que estaban en este barrio, pero recuerdan que a sus abuelos fueron ayudados, sus padres, entonces son muy agradecidos con Pablo Escobar. Y aquí se respeta a Pablo Escobar por lo que siempre apoyó estos barrios.
Today, this barrio is still a dangerous place, with drugs and violence a regular part of daily life.
Señora, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo le ha ido? ¿Cómo va con el dolor? Mira, este es un chico joven que murió violentamente. Un hombre joven, amable, era mi amigo. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, bebé? Ah, ¿qué pasó, cara ratón? ¿Ah? Mire, un amigo, un hermano británico.
Sandra.
¿Cómo está?
Ella es hermana del chico que murió. Dale, que en estos
Hoy es
días,
22.
estos días vengo.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
It's clear Escobar has left a lasting impact here. But of all the narcos I've met on my travels so far, no one has perpetrated more violence and horror than Popeye. And on Escobar's most wanted poster, you don't have to look very far to find him. Popeye carried out this assassination of a presidential candidate. He killed judges, police, innocent bystanders, all on the command of Pablo Escobar.
Popeye, the families of the victims, they must be sickened to see you treated like a celebrity.
Yo ya pagué 23 años, 3 meses de cárcel por mis delitos. Estuve en un calabozo, fue una cárcel muy dura. Las familias de las víctimas saben esto. Ya el capítulo de la violencia pasó y todo el mundo está cerrando heridas. Volver a hacer una venganza es volver a levantar el monstruo de la guerra.
Despite this, Popeye never likes to be out in the open for too long. So he's taken me back to his apartment.
Sigue, mi hermano Foxy.
Gracias.
Mira, mi virgen, esta bandera de los Estados Unidos me la regaló un guerrero de la guerra de Irak. Soy un guerrero santo, pero no como los de Isi, que esos son unos miserables. Yo mato por una causa, no mato por la religión. Foxy.
Popeye, gracias. How many people did you kill to receive 23 years in prison?
Mira, yo de mi propia mano, Foxy, por los procesos, porque yo no soy un psicópata, yo no guardo prendas de las víctimas ni nada de eso, yo lo mato y listo. Yo he matado de mi propia mano unas 257 personas y el más exitoso de todos fue la muerte del doctor Luis Carlos Galán, que era candidato a la presidencia de la República de Colombia.
You still have to believe what you're doing is right, and you obviously have to somehow sell to yourself what you're doing is the right thing.
Nuestras posiciones son diferentes, porque somos dos asesinos, pero tú eres un asesino legal, un asesino con la Constitución, tú matas con la Constitución en la mano, yo soy un asesino ilegal. Vamos por el amor a una organización y al crimen, y tú vas por el amor a un país.
Did your family know what you did?
Mira, inicialmente no sabían, pero cuando empecé a salir, te voy a mostrar, Foxy, te muestro acá, cuando empecé a salir en estos carteles de Se Busca, mi familia se enteró. Aquí está Pablo Escobar, aquí estoy yo, las autoridades norteamericanas lo ponen a valer. Este dinero y este dinero es muy delicado, Foxy. Yo valía 100 millones de pesos, que era $1 millón en la época, hoy son 10 millones de dólares.
How did you become a hitman? Why?
La sociedad me rodeó desde niño, desde violencia, porque este ha sido un país violento desde hace 60 años. Acá, cuando tú rodeas a un niño de violencia intrafamiliar, el niño va a ser violento.
How would you use the pistol? Can you show me how you would use it?
Mira, en mi mundo, en la mafia, un asesino profesional siempre dispara de aquí para arriba. De aquí para abajo no se hace. Así y así. 2 tiros nomás. El resto del proveedor para salir si hay reacción, para la bronca. Mira, Foxy, yo te quiero hacer una pregunta, por favor. ¿Cuántas personas has matado tú en tus guerras?
So I never really counted how many people I killed. For me, it was just part of a job to get something done, where I was employed by the military, like you said, you know, working for the Constitution. For me, it was actually just me protecting myself and the people around me, doing a job that I did love doing.
Esa es la guerra, Foxy. Cuando tú caminas por la calle, caminas con la frente en alto y nunca serás llamado como asesino en tu hermosa ciudad. A mí me gritan asesino en las calles. Hay gente que se toma fotos conmigo, pero me gritan asesino. A ti nunca te gritarán asesino. Foxy, tú eres un héroe, yo soy un asesino. Pero también te quiero decir algo, Foxy. Te lo digo con toda la claridad. A mí me hubiera gustado ser un hombre como tú, con honor.
Popeye wasn't the only one who gave his undying loyalty to Pablo Escobar. Escobar saw how to use poor communities who felt abandoned by their government and put them to work for his own good. I've seen how in the barrios of Buenaventura, the Narcos still prey on those who have no one else to turn to. When Escobar was finally shot dead by the police in 1993, 25,000 people attended his funeral. For many, it felt like a national day of mourning. When nighttime falls in Medellin, Popeye comes out to visit the grave of Pablo Escobar. "25 years after his death, he still casts a spell over those who knew him."
Foxy, te lo voy a decir claro. Siempre estaré conectado a esta historia. Amo esta historia. Soy la memoria histórica del cartel de Medellín. Soy un hombre de Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria y seré un hombre de Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria.
Pablo Escobar's legacy is a global drugs industry the world is powerless to stop. Cocaine is now consumed in every country on earth. It's become a business, worth around $90 billion a year.